Is your ninth grader secretly sabotaging their chances to get into their dream college without even knowing it? As a parent who's deeply involved and always striving to balance fun with meaningful learning, it's easy to worry if you're doing enough. Take a breath. You're not alone, and your support matters more than you think. Stick around because today we're going to dive into the 5 biggest mistakes most freshmen make. And trust me, you want to avoid every single one. I'm Janice Spitzmiller, educational neuroscientist and college admissions advisor. My journey started with studying the developing brain, digging deep into how a child's cognitive ability, temperament, and behavior shape their future. But the more I worked with families, the more I realized kids need something that schools don't teach. That's why I focus on guiding parents like you to empower your children and nurture their potential beyond grades and test scores. By the end of this video, you know exactly what not to do in the ninth grade. Plus, the simple tweaks that can set your student on the fast track to an elite college or any college that they want, even if you're juggling a busy schedule and striving to keep learning fun at home. There's hope. There's real hope. With a few intentional steps, you can help your child strive academically and enjoy the process along the way. So here's the game plan. First, I'll break down each mistake and why it's such a big deal. Then we'll look into some moves I made that got me into elite schools, and I'll share some proof that these tips actually work. Finally, I'll wrap up with a recap so you can start today. Mistake number 1, does your ninth grade think high school is just like middle school, showing up and turning in homework was enough? Colleges start tracking their performance when their transcript begins. I'll tell you a story about my experience. I went to an art high school, and I knew I wanted to go into fashion design construction, but I couldn't choose that as a major because that was something that started as a sophomore, 10th graders. If I had gone to a school where I graduated in ninth grade and into high school in 10th grade, I could have gone straight into fashion design construction, requiring that my portfolio was acceptable. But since I went to a private school that ended in 8th grade, I started high school in the 9th grade, which required us to go through an exploratory where we went to a different major to sample it, and then we would decide where we go. Well, because I already knew what I wanted, I hosted in my 9th grade, and I was talkative, didn't take it seriously because I didn't think I had to, since I knew what I wanted to do. And one time in art class, I was getting 65s every day in art class. I did not care. So I'm yapping in class. And my teacher goes, Janice, and I don't remember what she said, but I remember my remark. It was this, I don't care because I know I want to go into fashion design construction anyway. And she said, in order for you to get into fashion design construction, you have to pass my class. She only had to tell me that one time. From that day on, I was getting 95s. I took it seriously. It got to the point where I was doing other people's homework. If I was entrepreneurial, I could have charged them. But that's a story for another time. My point is, I was fortunate to have somebody tell me that I had to be strong with my grades in order to get to where I wanted to go. So the tip for this is start strong and get organized, and ask for help early. Mistake number 2 is avoiding challenging classes. Avoiding tough classes and sticking with easy ones in order to get straight A's is a problem, because elite colleges want to see your child pushing themselves. So encourage them to take honors or AP classes. College wants to see them challenging themselves while keeping it balanced. Now, when it comes to the AP classes, some schools don't offer them, and they'll take that into consideration. The third mistake is to forget about extracurricular activities. No books and no life is a red flag. When it comes time to apply, they will have nothing to show for your interests and leadership. So join clubs, try a sport, start a passion project, show you're more than just a GPA. A student can have 5s in their AP scores, 4.0 or higher GPA, and still don't get into elite schools because there's no balance. schools are looking for, when they talk about well-rounded, well-rounded means that you have that balance between getting the grades and pursuing other things in life, because that's where they get to know you. It adds depth and authenticity and helps college committees get to know who they are. So if you are a parent or part of a school community, hit the like button and drop a comment below. Share what's worked for your freshman, or ask your burning questions. I'm here to help you and your students succeed. In addition to asking questions in the comment section, because that's what prompted me to create this video, someone asked for it. Apply to join our Premier Parents portal, where you can get more tips like this. I can guide you with helping your child navigate how they can make the journey authentic for them, because no two applicants are alike. If you have more than one child in the home, you know they're both not alike. The fourth mistake is ignoring relationships with teachers, staying invisible. I had a teacher, my history teacher in high school, Mr. Goldberg. He taught history as if he was telling grandfather stories from back in the day. He was the most fascinating teacher I had. I sat in the front, always had my hand raised, did my homework. That's how teachers get to know you. That's the kind of engagement you need to have in class. And that's how you develop relationships. I am your case study in this video. When I was a rising sophomore, it was the summer that I got my first summer job. And it was at a local children's center. I was assigned to work with 3-year-olds. My experience informed my decision to pursue child-related summer jobs and to study child development in college. So there was consistency there. And when it got to the point of me applying to college, I had a track record of showing interest in child development. And it was during this time that I had an opportunity to spend time at Columbia. I lived in one of the dorms and attended lectures. I was impressed with the campus. And when I came home, I told my parents that I wanted to go to Columbia. However, when it was time for me to apply to college, my rebellious self forgot about Columbia, because I wanted to go to college with one of my best friends from high school, and we were looking at Howard University in DC. Well, my father wasn't going to allow me to go away to school. So, much to everyone's chagrin, I went to the local community college where I could study child development. So even though I was being rebellious, I stayed focused on what interested me and what I wanted to learn. When I transferred to a junior college, it was a state college in San Bernardino. I went there for 3 reasons. 1, my father couldn't stop me because of my age. 2, it was the only school in Southern California that offered an undergraduate degree in child development. And 3, it would be easier for me to realize my dream to go to Disneyland. I wanted to go to Disneyland since 2nd grade, so this was my opportunity to get there. I say all this to say that although I became a rebellious teenager by not going to the schools that my father and teachers expected me to go to, I remained focused on what my interest was, what my passion was, and I got my degree in child development. Years later, when I became a hearing officer in the New York City Department of Education, I saw how some parents were illiterate. Some kids were in foster care, dealing with adverse circumstances that were out of their control. Other children were just trying to survive hostilities coming from school faculty and staff. One time, I would not let a student leave my hearing room until he repeated after me a positive affirmation for himself. It took him a good 15 minutes to do this, and it was like pulling teeth, and I can tell by the expressions on his face and his body language, he wasn't accustomed to hearing someone say positive things about him. That crushed me. Each of these experiences, though, gave me insight into what parents wanted and what children needed, and informed my decision to build on my knowledge in education as it pertained to brain development, and to share what I learned as a community service on this channel, which brought me to Columbia, where I got my master's in neuroscience and education and a certificate in college advising. What got me in was my track record of work as a teacher, as a civic leader, where I focused on neuroscience, youth and education, and my work as an attorney as it pertains to children in education. What matters in addition to grades is authenticity. And I was able to show that authenticity through my work in the community and through my paid jobs. So my volunteer work and my paid jobs all had to do with children and child development and education. My suggestion to you in helping your children is have them focus on what they're interested in. Even though they're younger and interests may change, the advantage of starting in ninth grade is you start building that track record before it's time to go to college. And that's what shows authenticity. Because if they start in their junior year, it looks like, oh, let me just do this so that I can look good on paper when I apply to schools. But the sooner they do it, and some children start before high school, but ninth grade is a good place to start too, because it helps with building that track record and showing authenticity. So keep a record of what you did, why you did it, how you helped others, which shows that you made an impact, and how the experience helped you grow as a person. Those are 4 things that are important. When you have this information written down, when it comes time to write your essays, you have a point of reference for where to begin. Mistake number 5 is struggling in science. Use the resources, tutors, older students, teachers. Asking for help is a strength, not a weakness. It's your teacher's job to help you learn. If you do your part by putting in the effort and you are still struggling, make your teacher earn their paycheck and ask them for help. This is part of building a relationship that can help you get a strong recommendation letter for college. To recap, don't coast on old habits. Take on new challenges. Get involved outside of class. Build real relationships with your teachers. Always ask for help when you need it. Start small. Use now to think about what you want to do and start taking action. You, in fact, set out an action plan before you get back to school. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more college prep secrets, and your future self will thank you when you follow these tips. If you have other questions regarding this video, if you need more advice, let me know in the comments and I will definitely respond. And to your children's success.